My brother says that I have a lot of weird special interests. I could go from liking something like Pikmin to going to Half-Life. You know, real diverse stuff right there. But if there's one thing that I might get into one day, it would be action figures. He says that I have that kind of to me. That was mostly what he said last Christmas. But I reassured him that it was just these few figures and I wouldn't be collecting many. This is not gonna be something that I'd get into. For some reason, I just decided to start collecting things. When I was younger, I used to collect some of the weird things too. I used to collect animal bottles. Yeah, that went as well as you expect it to. But I also had some figures to my name, which mostly consisted of Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, and Transformers. And I think that the Ninja Turtles have definitely seen better days. I mean, they don't even have their bandanas anymore. But nowadays, I really don't collect for playing, you know? I mostly collect to just have for posing and just have on my shelf in general. But I don't want it to get out of hand, you know? And I don't think it's gonna get out of hand. My main issue is that I'm gonna collect something that I don't want to. When I'm older, I'm gonna want to collect a bunch of stuff for retro video game consoles. You know, your NES's, SNES's, Genesis's. No, that's a weird plural. Genesis's. Consoles that are just way beyond their heyday, you know? But I don't really want too much for it. I just want some of the hits of the console and maybe some from a consistent running series. But I don't want to be collecting something that I don't want. I don't think I'm going to be going out of my way, going to random stores, on the search, on the hunt, just so then I can add Sim City for the SNES, you know? I just want my little collections to be calm and collective. But on the note of collecting retro game consoles, I think it's just really cool to have pieces of history from video games, especially since some of those old systems is where some of my favorite franchises come from. But that's not really what I'm focusing on right now. What I've been trying to collect recently, I think figure arts are really cool. Dragon Ball ones especially. I love the way they look. I love their articulation and how good posing it is. And I just kind of think that they're neat all around. I've been going to Walmarts and Targets recently just trying to see if I can find anything. And it's been really fun. Although it is kind of a hindrance. I still don't have my license at the time of writing this. But hey, once I do, it's probably going to be a lot more frequent. Although I don't think I'll ever be collecting things that go above like 40 or 50. But there is one downside to hunting for figure arts, is that it's kind of a gamble. When I go out and look for figure arts, there's one in particular that I've been looking for since March, since April, since forever. Okay, not forever, that's what I'm saying. The Lowest Born Saiyan. This thing, I swear, this thing has been haunting me. I've been looking for it since March. It is June. I've gone to mostly every Walmart and Target in my area, and nowhere I can find it. I have literally gone up from 15 to 16, and I still can't find it. That's genuinely crazy. You know, it's also kind of crazy how expensive these things can be. I mean, have you even looked at Premium Bandai? It kind of reminds me of Transformers a bit, you know? And speaking of which, Transformers, they're very unique for some hidden feature that I don't think anyone's ever heard about. And that's that they transform. Transformers being able to transform is such a good thing, which means that you can pose them however you want. I mean, look at this Optimus I have from my childhood. Isn't that neat? Although I think some of the prices are ridiculous. I'm not dropping $1,000 for Devastator. I mean, think of all the Big Macs I could buy with them. But it's also kind of annoying when I'm trying to find myself a G1 accurate version for some of the Transformers. Last Christmas, I was trying to find myself an accurate G1 Optimus, and oh my gosh, that is way too much for a Transformer. So I had to. I'm not proud of this. I got a red Transformer. Yes, I know. I'm a disappointment to the human race, and I should be disowned by my parents and live off of the streets. But in my defense, at the time, I really didn't care if they transformed or not. I just wanted an accurate G1 looking Transformer, so then that way I could use for posing. But I'm definitely going to try my best to find one that actually transforms. Something I don't have a problem looking for is Sonic stuff. And that's really not hard to figure out. Look, this is one of the most profitable kids franchises of all time. So it makes sense that a lot of the stuff is going to be regularly available. And I have quite a few stuff for Sonic the Hedgehog. It takes up 2 of my shelves for this blue bum, you know? And I really love the movie 3 line that came out recently. They just look amazing and have amazing posing potential. And they just look really good, especially Shadow. That was the one I was most looking for. I mean, he is my favorite Sonic character, so it does make sense. Although, something I did have a problem with was some of the characters aren't exactly easy to find. Or they are, but they're just kind of priced weird. Let me explain. So, if I go and just look up Jack-specific Sonic stuff, sure, there are going to be some cheap ones, but then you go to, like, Shadow, who's like 28, or Mephiles, who's also that same price, or whatever, you know? New Mephiles' price is actually ridiculous. The difference between buying a Figure Arts or Transformer that costs $35 instead of a Jack-specific Sonic thing costing that much is that the Figure Arts and the Transformers, you get more out of them. For Figure Arts, you get interchangeable faceplates, hands, and high-quality molds and articulation. In Transformers, they transform. It's not really hard to figure out. But with the Jack-specific Sonics, there's not really too much to justify such a high price. This is something that I've really been thinking about, which is also another reason why I want to restate what I said earlier. I don't want this to get out of hand. Sure, I'd like to get a few things, but once I get those things, I'm not going to climb any higher. I don't want to be spending more money than I have. I'll be finished with what I have and what I want. I also don't really want to become that much of a collector, you know? Sure, I am talking about collecting stuff, but becoming a full-time collector? No, that's not it. And I don't even want to make this a whole thing on my channel. This place is meant for doodles and doodads and whatever, not collecting things. I just wanted to make this because I have been thinking about it a whole lot recently. But maybe I'm indifferent about all this. I don't know. Maybe I'm just the unpopular opinion. So, I don't know. Tell me what you think about collecting. If you are a collector, of course. And I think that's gonna be it. I will see you much later. I'll probably be working a little bit more on this stuff, but I will have driving school, so I don't know. We'll see.